Now, since you understand that your enemy is not trying to get you up and out from under their pull, then you must look at everything that is done by and permitted by and that comes through your enemy with the eye of one who wants to rise and one who is looking into this thing to see what is in it to keep me where I am under their grip and under their power. The color purple. Insight is what we need. In the Quran, one of the attributes of Almighty God, Allah, is that He is one well aware and one aware of subtleties. Let us stop a moment. Wise people don't necessarily come at you like so. Wise people drop on your brains things that maybe you are unaware of the power of what you're hearing. They come at you from a position where you are unable to defend yourself. They come at you through subtleties. Television and the advertising world is full of subtleties. There are subliminal messages that you must be aware of in everything that are so subtle that unless you're wise to pick up on the unseen, it doesn't make the seen as intelligible as the seen could be. Unless you're wise enough to hear the word that is unspoken, then you cannot look deeply into the word that is spoken. For the real power is not what you see, and the real power is not what you hear. The real power is what is unseen behind what you see, and what is unheard behind what you hear. Now, when wise people and sisters, you know what I'm talking about. When a man wants to talk to you, or when a woman wants to talk to a man, because we both play these kind of games. Sometimes you a man wants to say something to you, but he don't want to say it. So he says it in a way that you get the message, but you can't accuse him of saying anything. And if you say, what do you mean by this? What are you talking about? He can always back out and slip and slide because he must be subtle. And you must be one well aware to pick up on the subtlety. You understand? There are ways that women come at men, and it is so subtle. Unless you are well aware of subtleties, to hear what is not spoken and to see what is not there, but it is, then you can fall into the tender trap. Subtleties.
That's what that's all about.
In 1999, Chris and his team won the Emmy for outstanding writing for a variety or music program for The Chris Rock Show. How was that show born?
I do bring the pain. And Chris Albrecht offers me a show. Chris Albrecht, by the way, next to Lorne Michaels, probably even more at this point, is the most influential and most important person in my life professionally.
Of HBO, Chris Albrecht.
Chris Albrecht, head of HBO, he offered me like a big deal. I'm just like, not a Chappelle deal, but a good deal, right? Doing my own show on HBO was kind of perfect. Me and a bunch of guys got together, and it was like a band. We created some of the baddest stuff that I ever did in my life, and it was the most fun I ever had.
Do you recall a sketch in the first episode with a joke about O.J. Simpson instructional video?
Yes, yes.
What was the name of that video?
The name of the video is, I didn't kill my wife, but if I did, this is how I'd do it. Now,
Chris said earlier that sometimes comedians are psychics.
all good comics are psychics.
Psychic. A psychic. Who was your first interview guest?
My first interview guest, speaking of OJ, was Johnny Cochran.
That was a memorable...
Johnny Cochran, and Prince was on the show too.
Yes. But that was a memorable exchange.
Does OJ owe you any money?
Let's see, I think he owes me about $8.6 million, I think. But no, I'm only kidding. No.
You're slightly kidding.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm only kidding.
Well, you better kid him, because you never know what might happen.
I'm only kidding.
You're like an idol to me. I mean, you are, first of all, forget the OJ thing. You got Todd Bridges shot at somebody 8 times, you got them all. Michael Jackson had a kid sleeping in his house. You talk to somebody, he's a free man. But you know, after this trial, people got so mad at you, and they didn't give you the respect you would do. I mean, you know, Marcia Clark got a bigger book deal than you. You're kind of like Joe Frazier after he beat Ali. It's like he won, but no, I guess he did. You read Jim Brown too?
Yes,
You like
Jim
when he
Brown.
threw like a white girl out the window?
Well, I didn't. No, that was just an allegation.
That was just an allegation. Okay. Oh, okay. Because some people think they can fly. And if she thought she could fly, and my client just happened to be behind her, why should he do any time, Your Honor? If you can't